is alive and healthy. Tracy Lee's son joined Atomy. Catherine said she's attended meetings with Leader. She's learning from Atomy. She's sharing time with her family. Yvonne is saying Mr. Chen signed up for Atomy today. Amy is happy now. Gail is saying she got a new member and another member achieved a qualifying PV. Ellis is excited about this event. And P. Wen says their son hugged her. That's wonderful being here. Managed to jog 3 kilometers nonstop. Way to go, Maggie. Playing with children, being safe with Atomy. There's so many good, positive things that have happened. And when we focus on what we are grateful for and the positive things that happen, we wire our brain to make sure that we are able to achieve the goals that we want. There's so many good things coming in right now. Now we're going to move to the next part of the presentation. And what we're going to do is we're going to work through a process where we decide what we want. We're going to figure out what our next gold medal moment is. We're going to break it down into a clear goal. I'll show you what a clear goal is. And then we're going to break that clear goal down into we're going to break that clear goal down into a 4-year goal that we're going to figure out how to take small steps from that big goal. That's the process. So let's get back to this idea of what do you want? So right now we're going to brainstorm. We're going to pull out our pens. We're going to pull out our minds. And I want you to start thinking about what do you want? And we're going to write down every single thing that you want, as many things as possible, as quickly as possible. What do you want from your work? And what do you want from your business? What do you want to achieve? Write all these things down. And I have 10 categories here for you. Is there anything that you want in the world of romance? What do you want in adventure? And the goal of this is to write down as many things as possible. You want a healthier life, a balanced work life. Is there anywhere that you want to go? A location? Do you have any desires in friendships, skills, health, spirit, wealth, charity, knowledge, family? Be specific. The more specific you can be, the better. I want you to write down as many things as possible. Everything that's lacking. Write it down in your own language. Everything that's material and non-material. Keep writing. Is there new knowledge that you want? I see people are saying, healthy life, financial freedom, happy families, work is an option. So you have enough finances and wealth that you can only work when you want to, not because you have to. You want to visit the world, travel, experience new things, learn new things, make a foundation for single moms so that they can learn and support their kids. That sounds like a gold medal moment to me. Help more families have a healthier lifestyle. Create a passive income. Learn the piano. Travel around the world. I want to be successful. Reach out to more needy people. Learn new languages. You want a partner to be successful with. Keep writing down things that you want. The more you write down, the better the next step will be. We'll spend another 2 minutes writing things down. Tour New Zealand. Yes. Be a center master. Yes. Help many people, help many members succeed. Yes. Health, wealth, love, lifelong learning, contribute. What does health look like? When you say healthy, what does health look like? Is it being active? Is it having energy? What type of activities are that? When you say wealth, what type of wealth does that look like? How much money is that? Or is it money? Is it a house? Is it a car? Is it freedom? When you say love, what does love look like? To be a good public speaker, yes. You can do that, Ellis. Live a balanced life, yes. Work-life balance, freedom of time, financial stability, contribute back to society, help my partner succeed, be healthy. There's so many things that we want. Have the freedom to help. When we have enough financial freedom, we're able to do all these things that matter to us. Leela wants to marry out of me. Just be happy every day. Teach businesses what you've learned. What we're going to do, and I'll give you 30 more seconds to write things down. Write them down and picture in your mind what you want, and make sure that you have a cluster of these desires that you want. And I'm going to teach you a very useful tool to get more of what you want and less of what you don't want. When we set a big goal, and when we have a big goal like a gold medal moment, we can achieve a lot of different other goals along the way. So I'll give you an example of my sporting career, and then I'll give you an example of from my business career. And hopefully those two examples can give you a sense of what it takes for you to find more success in your life and what you're trying to achieve. When we set a big goal, we're able to achieve a lot of other smaller goals underneath them. And I call those smaller goals cluster benefits. And if we set the right big goal, then we achieve a lot of these cluster benefits along the way. So for example, when I set the goal of winning an Olympic gold medal, I didn't realize this at the time, but I was going to achieve a lot of other things along the way. I was going to achieve a healthy, strong body. I was going to learn lessons on discipline, perseverance. I was going to travel the world and get to see new places. We traveled to Spain, to China, to Egypt, to Peru. All these different places around the world is where my sport brought me, just in pursuit of this one thing. I was able to create good friendships. I was able to give back. I was able to start a small charity where I was going into schools, talking to kids, helping them achieve their dreams, help them achieve their goals, help them to be healthier. I was able to give back with more gusto because I had this big goal. And this big goal fueled all the smaller goals. Likewise, I set a goal many years ago to write a book. And writing a book is not easy. It takes time and effort and discipline. You have to sit down and write every single day. And when I published the book, which was a big goal, I didn't realize that I would achieve so many other things along the way. It would allow me to travel to many different places around the world, to speak to many people, to speak to people like you, share the messages, the knowledge that I've learned on my path, help you achieve more on your path. It allowed me to achieve an income, to earn lots of money, to provide for my family, to help those that I care about. It allowed me to give out, give back. It allowed me to show up to charity events and help support those in need. But I'll also tell you something. Because remember, I went to the Athens Olympics, and my goal at the Athens Olympics was to do what? To win a gold medal. But I didn't. Yet, in the process of striving to achieve that, even when you do not achieve your big goal, you end up coming away with all of these different cluster benefits. So if you set the goal properly with the right cluster benefits underneath, you are going to enjoy the journey as well as the destination. So this is the next step in the process. Is I'm going to ask each of you to draw some circles. So I'd like you to draw some circles on your paper like this. And once you've drawn all the different circles on your paper, I'd like you to put all the small goals from your brainstorm underneath. So we talked about service and humility. We talked about helping more people. We talked about being happy. We talked about making our parents proud. We talked about going for walks in the morning. We talked about achieving more with Atomy, getting at the next level in Atomy. We talked about inspiring more people. We talked about finding work-life balance, freedom of time. We talked about being a blessing to others. We talked about having more money and time. And the goal is to find that big goal at the top that can serve all the different smaller goals underneath. So when you set one big goal that has a cluster of goals that can be achieved en route to achieving the big goal, you will be more able to find small wins on the journey, and you'll actually be able to enjoy the journey. You know, you learn how to love yourself when you learn how to set goals for yourself, when you set goals that are in alignment with who you are. And all the little goals serve the big goal that you have in your life, because it's not easy. It's difficult. You fall off the metaphorical horse. You can fall off the horse, but what do you do when you fall off the horse? You get back on, and it's easier to get back on the horse when there are small goals to motivate you on the journey. So when we talk about that big goal, we talk about that next gold medal moment. It's something that's big, that's compelling, that will take at least 4 years to achieve. And it takes some time to think about that big goal. And it takes some effort. But we have time. And sometimes goals will come into your mind and then they will leave. Sometimes ideas will come into your head and you'll think, maybe I want to do this. And then you'll push it out. And sometimes we push it out because we have a fear of failure. And we fear failure for two reasons. We either fear failure because, one, we've experienced failure in the past and we don't want to experience it again. Or two, we've been successful in the past and we've showed so much success in the past that we're scared of breaking that successful track record. And I'll say that both are valid reasons to fear failure, yet we're smarter than that. If you can think a thought and it's coming to your mind of what that gold medal moment could be, listen to it. Now I'll tell you another story as you work through and keep filling out this. When I had this image of what my next gold medal moment was going to be in my mind, I would picture it. I would picture it often, and I would close my eyes or I would open my eyes and I'd have a visualization of what it would look like. And it was about 3 years away from the Olympics. And I was living in California, outside of a town called San Francisco. Many of you may have heard of San Francisco. And I was living at San Francisco. I was going to Stanford University. And in between my studies, I was driving out to the river, to the creek, to go train. And I'd spend a lot of time driving on the highway. This was Highway 101. And I think I've even seen a couple of you following along. You're driving while you're taking this workshop. And I would drive, and when you're driving, you can get into a meditative state where you're just thinking about the cars, everything's moving along, everything's just zooming comfortably. And I started picturing the future. I saw it in my mind's eye right here. And although my eyes were open, I was transported into the future. I saw myself standing on the Olympic podium. I saw myself holding my friends. I saw myself putting in the effort it required to get there. I saw myself pushing through pain and adversity to get to the top. And we did other things to remind ourselves of the future. When I was training with my team, when we would get together, you're training all your waking hours. You wake up, you eat, you train, you eat, you sleep, you train, you eat, you train, you visit the physiotherapist, then you take a break, and then you do it again day after day. And one thing we would do is we would post pictures for ourselves to look at, to remind ourselves of what that future state was and what we wanted. And this was a picture from our training space. We had a picture where we were looking at the Olympic champions the years before that had beaten us, and that's what motivated us to get the gold. And eventually, after visualizing the future, we saw it and we lived it. And there we were standing on the podium with an Olympic gold medal. And this is the crux. Concerning all acts of initiative and creation, there is one elementary truth, that the moment one definitely commits oneself, then divine providence moves too. All sorts of things occur to help one that would never otherwise have occurred, and which no man or no woman could have dreamed would have come their way. And this is what we're enacting right now. In our work together in this workshop, we are enacting the future by visualizing the future. When we move things from our brain onto the paper, we are thinking more smartly. We are thinking with more intelligence. And we are enacting providence. And when you enact providence, the future happens. So if you want that next gold medal moment, your vision must be vivid. So this is the next piece. So I'd like people to write down, what's that big goal? What is that next big goal that you have? I'd like to see some in the chat box. What's your next gold medal moment? What's that next big thing that you're going for? Achieve Shannon Rose Master in October 2021. Auto Sales Master by the end of 2021. Can we think bigger? Can you think 4 years into the future? Help 100 people out of poverty through Atomy. We Song, that's even better. I like that. My dream is to help more people in need, such as building nursing homes, orphanages, protecting nature projects. I also hope to work with the team to complete tasks towards success. That's a great gold medal moment. Help 100 people out of poverty. Achieve sales masters by the end of this month, Leela May is saying, which is great. That's a good, I would put that as a cluster benefit or as a step along the way. Achieve Royal Master in 4 years. Yes, that's what I want to see. Where are you going to be in 4 years? 4 years from now, what's your next gold medal moment? Retire in 4 years. Yes, Wendy, I like that. So you can have that as your gold medal moment. And if you apply yourself to Atomy properly, that is possible. Financial freedom that can make me achieve anything. Yes. So when we have a vision, it must be vivid. You must be able to see it. You must be able to feel it. Achieve Otto Chiron Master in 4 years and having a center of education in Germany. Yes. Achieve financial freedom. Wake up without an alarm clock. Travel around the world. So right from your gut, your massive gold medal goal. There's a lot of people who want to achieve financial freedom, who want to retire, who want to become a royal master. So let's do this. Right from your gut, your massive gold medal goal. And tell me, what are your clients saying? Because every sale happens to someone, they're purchasing something from you. What are they saying after they purchase it from you? How are others impacted? Others are impacted through your work at Atomy and beyond. This is what I saw. You want to help people in need build nursing homes, orphanages, protecting nature projects. So how are others impacted? The Imperial Mastership from India, perfect. What kinds of comments are you hearing from customers and team members? What will your business look like years from now as you walk around? Join the Leader Club. People are saying that they're the best quality, great products, great service. Financial freedom in 4 years. Enjoy teaching and translation as a hobby. Yes, that is a great gold medal goal. And now write out everything around that. What are people saying about your success? And what do you see, hear, feel, smell? People are saying that the products they purchase from Atomy are so cheap to believe. Here's another one. Achieve an auto diamond master and lead the team to success together and cultivate more auto sales masters. So move up. Move up the levels, generate the sales, bring more people on, teach them what they need to do. Financial freedom. Help the needy. and have Atomy as your passive income to help others. Atomy is hope. It's possible. In fact, I met someone the other day who's making $1 million a year in Canada with multi-level marketing. And I asked him, what was your secret to success? How did you learn how to make so much money so quickly with this system? And he said, all I did was I followed what they told me to do. I just applied everything that they told me to do. So you must see yourself in the future. And when you have time alone and you have time to think and you have time to meditate, I want you to meditate on what it feels like to be in 4 years from now. And we'll actually go through a quick little exercise right now. So I'd like you to join with me and just close your eyes. Take a deep breath. And it's 4 years from now. The year is 2025. And you're there, you've achieved your next gold medal moment. And it's been a lot of work. It's been a lot of struggle. And you've made it. And you're seeing all the clients coming to you saying, I can't believe how many items I've gotten for free, not for free, for cheap. I can't believe all the valuable products I've been able to purchase through Atomy. You've set up so many other successful businesses under you. And you have the auto revenue generation. It's coming in and you're generating so much wealth. You're able to help those in need. You're able to help your families. You're able to help and achieve your goals. Now open your eyes. This is what you must do. You must be able to see the future before you can accomplish it. So let's move forward. So let's picture yourself in 4 years and let's be more clear. Write down your name and the title that you've accomplished. 4 years from now. Now describe what your role looks like. And what is your mission? What does your day-to-day work look like? You're talking to people. You're hosting parties. You're introducing people to new products. You're networking with people. You're creating authentic connections with others. You're introducing them to the products. You're sharing. You're telling them about the opportunities that are available. Your mission is something that will never be done. You know, a mission is the work that you do that is never done being done. What is the work that you will continually do? We're seeing some great word from Eric here. I can visualize I'm standing on the success stage, receiving recognition, achieving the Royal Master. Through journeys of hard work, I maintain a positive attitude and never give up the spirit, and I make it happen today. Yes. Keep that vision in your mind and link it and come back to it, because that vision will allow you to stay on the path. What strengths and competencies are you using? So what are you good at? What skills do you have? Are you a good communicator? Are you a good connector? Are you a good describer? Are you a good salesperson? Are you a good friend? Are you a good helper? What do you have that you're using to achieve this goal? I've got a question coming in. How many times a day do we do that? I mean, visualize success. You only need to do that once a day, visualize your success. But you can do it as many times as you want. To visualize your success takes some work, especially the first few times that you do it. When you first learn how to visualize your success, the future looks fuzzy. It's not clear. It's difficult to see. But if you slowly work through the process and clarify the vision, what you'll find is that throughout the day, when you have moments of calm, you might have 2 minutes where you're just relaxing and resting. The vision of success will come into your mind because you've put in the work. And maybe you spend 5-10 minutes creating the vision, visualizing the future in the morning, making sure that that vision is clear. And then later on, it starts popping up. And then when things get difficult, that vision helps you push through the difficult times so that you can continue on the process. How much money are you making? And what other rewards and benefits is the business giving you? We're going to be making money from the business, but we're also going to be getting product knowledge, communication skills, self-confidence of the product value, business value, perseverance. You'll gain a network. You'll meet new people. You'll be able to achieve your higher goals. So picture yourself. Where are you working? Are you going to buy a RV and drive all over China sharing Atomy Global? And once we have a picture of where we want to be, we need to have a realistic view of where we are now. Because at the core, we can be weak, we can be lazy, we can get into our own way, we can self-sabotage. So where are you today? What gaps do you see between now and the future? What skills do you have to build so that you can achieve that goal? So we have Timothy who's writing in, he's saying, my friends and my upline, we're all standing together on the stage with the CEO, Parkhan Gill, congratulating us, achieving our success in terms of teamwork and team building. What skills do you have to build today to get to that future tomorrow in 4 years? So you're going to be working in your new villa that you bought 4 years from now. It'll be a beautiful home. It'll be a beautiful place, but you will not only need, you won't only gain money in the journey, you will gain skills as an individual. You will grow as a person. Do you have any assets, any skills that you have right now that you're going to bring on the journey? What are you good at right now that you can bring to the journey? You're going to keep learning, stay persistent. You're going to have more product knowledge. Let's put this back up here. You're going to gain more product knowledge. You'll stay strong with any rejections. So you have to learn how to overcome rejections. That's one thing that one skill that you're going to have to build. Right? You're going to have to learn how to recover from rejection. You're going to have to learn how to meet objections before they're presented to you, to anticipate them. You'll have to become a better salesperson. You'll have to be a better conversationalist. You'll have to build so many skills. And do you anticipate any obstacles or challenges? Like we said, you're going to ask people to buy the Atomy products, and they're going to say no. That's what happens. So what strategies do you have to get around rejection? What strategies do you have to get around the pain, the demotivation? What strategies do you have in place to keep yourself strong? So we're going to build our public speaking skills. How are you going to build your public speaking skills? It's through practice. Maybe there's a public speaking group that you can join. Maybe you can join a network, work with other people. You can learn from rejections. Rejection is a learning experience. That's why they rejected you, so you can be more successful in the future. Yes. You know, we talked about reflect, learn, grow, let it go. You get rejected when you ask. What do? You feel the pain. Yes. You feel the pain of rejection. Yes. You learn from it. What could have I said? I could have said something different. If I would have said this, maybe something would have changed. Maybe if I said that, something would have changed. And then I grow. So I give another sales pitch and I talk to someone else and I tell them about the products. And I learn something else. And maybe I make a sale, maybe I don't. And I fail until I succeed. And that's the nature of learning, and that's the nature of growing. And you have the goal, and you have to anticipate the pain of the journey as much as you anticipate the joy of the accomplishment. Because it's really nice to picture yourself sitting in a villa that's brand new, that has beautiful furniture, that has a beautiful view, surrounded by lots of lovely people. And it's very easy to have that picture, but it's harder to picture, the pain of rejection, the pain of skill acquisition, the pain of building communication abilities, the pain of growing as an individual. Rejection is certainly part of the journey. So it's finding your conviction to persevere and never give up. And I'll give you a tool to help you persevere. And this is called clear goal setting. And so right now we're going to set a clear goal. To help you get you closer to that gold medal moment. And clear goals came out of 10 years of teaching and training. For over 10 years, I was teaching SMART goals. We need goals that are specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, time-bound. And I found that they weren't nearly as effective as they could be. And I developed clear goals. I used clear goals for a number of processes, including one, I was working with an aerospace company based out of Germany, China, and Canada. We got their executives to set clear goals instead of SMART goals. And we were able to increase the revenues from 100 million to $1 billion. We were able to achieve the earnings of their executives increased. We're able to we had this one big goal of moving 3 facilities and merging them into one, which was an immense, massive project. And by setting these clear goals, we were able to achieve beyond our wildest dreams. So the first step in setting a clear goal is collaboration, which is the question, who will you work with to achieve this goal? Who will you work with to achieve this goal? Because you will not achieve this goal alone. Because when you get into that point where you're facing rejection and you've been there before, you've been part of Atomy for a while, you've tried it out, you've tried to make the sales and you haven't made the sales and you've been rejected and you want to find the conviction, who is going to be there to support you? Goals need a social framework that drives momentum and stimulates completion of the task. So let's ask more questions. Who is supporting you? Do you have other people within Atomy? Do you have a coach outside of Atomy? Do you have family? Do you have friends? Do you have business associations? Write them down. Under the sea, right? Write them down on your paper. Do you have superiors who can support you? The district leaders. For those of you in Singapore, you have an incredible leader in Wendy. You have other leaders, other resources you can ask. There are people, that is the beauty of a multi-level marketing company. There are people above you who have done it before, who have ideas, and you can ask them. Are there people alongside you, people at a similar level you can build a relationship with? And you can share your successes and your failures with them. We achieve great things when we do it together. When I won the Olympic gold medal, I won it with 8 other people in a boat. but we also had a coach. We also had a support staff. We had a logistics organizer. We had medical staff. We had nutritionists. We had doctors. We had physiologists. We had coordinators. We had psychologists. We had people to help our mind, our body, our spirit, our soul with our technique. Exactly. Work with leaders, partners, consumers. Write down the names. Let's get specific. Write down the names of the people you can work with. Not just the titles, not just the concept. Who are the people that you are actually going to work with to achieve this goal? Write down their names. Because if you do not have a social framework and you do not work to build a social framework, you will die alone and you will fail alone. The only way you're going to succeed is succeed together. Mary, there you go. Make sure that you have people that you are working with and you're specific about the people that you're working with. It's important to remember that the strength of the team is each individual, and the strength of each individual is the team. So let's set some limits around this goal. Because again, even when I'm looking in the chat box, I'm seeing less specific, less detail than we need. We need to know that this goal is achieved. We need to be specific. We need to measure the goal. We need to have deadlines. We need to know when and where. Eric Schwass, great. Learn from my direct leaders at STM, Rachel, that are successful. Follow the success footprints. Learn from our mistakes. Improve ourselves on the social platforms. The more specific we can be about our goals, the more effective we can be. So the question is, how will someone who is not you know that the goal is achieved? When you're thinking of your 4-year goal, when do you start? When will it stop? Are there geographical limits? Are you just in Singapore? Are you just in China? Are you just in a certain province of India? Or are you just in a neighborhood? Are there any personal limits that exist? You can only work a certain amount of hours a day. Are you being realistic? Do you know when the goals, will you know when the goal is complete? And I put down, is the goal SMRT? Is it specific? So how many people are you going to sell products to? How many products are you going to sell? So is it measurable? Can you measure the results? Is it realistic? Are you setting realistic goals for yourself? And do you know the amount of time that you can spend to it? Is there anything you should not do to achieve this goal? And again, the more specific you can get, the more details you can write about this goal, the better you can measure it, the more effective you will be. If you want to be someone, you have to be specific about that someone you want to become. Now let's talk about the emotion. I think we'll be really good at this one. Why should you achieve this goal? Why do you want to get it? Why will others want to see you succeed? Goals must make a sincere and undeniable emotional connection to your core and the core of everyone that you're working with, tapping into an energy and a passion that you can feel. So questions you can ask yourself: does this goal serve my purpose? Does it feed my core needs? Why am I doing this? Am I 100% dedicated to this goal's outcome? How will this goal affect the emotions of the people I manage, the people who manage me, my teammates? How will this goal affect your personal goals and your career plans? It's really about asking why. Why do you want to do this? Can you tap into the deeper drivers? When you understand why you want to do something, you can find the energy that defies all logic. When you know why you want, now let's talk about appreciation. When I talk about appreciation, I talk about how something grows over time. What does it look like when we grow our target from a small piece into the bigger picture? Large goals must be broken down into smaller goals so that they can be accomplished more quickly. And what we're going to do to make this goal more appreciable is we're going to do a bit of an exercise we talked about, where we're going to start drawing boxes. And I'd like you to draw boxes on your paper like this, in the manner that is on the screen. Once you've drawn these boxes, you're going to fill in the boxes. This, I'd say, is one of the most difficult parts of the exercise, but also the most important part. So if we say that in 4 years, we're going to be sitting in our villa distributing sales, or we're going to be running a nursing home, or we're going to be giving back to charity, or we're going to be a Star Master, or we're going to be in our RV driving across China. What does that look like? I'll draw it right here. We're in year 4. What does that look like down in year 3? And what does that look like in year 2? What does that look like in year 1? And then once you have your 1-year target, break that next year into 4 quarters, 3-month chunks. So once you have your 1-year target, what does the next 1 quarter, 2 quarter, 3 quarter, 4 quarter, what does that look like? When I saw in the chat box, people are talking about become a Rose Master in October 2021. That's quarter 1. So if you achieve Rose Master in October 2021, or say you achieve Auto Sales Master by the end of quarter 2, the second quarter, where does that lead you in quarter 3, quarter 4, year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4? So if you can picture what it looks like in the future, can you break it down into yearly, quarterly, monthly, weekly, and daily chunks? So let's do that right now. And I'll take a few minutes to write down and just reflect on that. Try to break your big goal into smaller pieces. If you have any questions, just put them in the chat box. It takes a lot of work and effort to pull this out. So we'll give you another 2 minutes to work through this. And again, this is not easy work to do, but I will tell you that the ones of you that are able to work through this are the ones that are actually going to achieve your next gold medal moment. It takes a lot of work and a lot of effort. It's easy to dream and it's easy to imagine the future, but it's hard work to plan it and it's hard work to do it. And if you're not willing to put in the effort to plan the future, then chances are you're not going to be willing to put in the effort to make the future happen. So does anyone have an example of where they want to be in 4 years and how they've broken that down into 1 year chunks? What are the steps and the stages that you need to go through to get from where you are now to where you want to be in 4 years? So again, if you want to be somewhere in 4 years, figure out what you need to do in the next year, what you need to do in the next month, what you need to do in the next week, what you need to do in the next day. And the way that we make our goals happen is figuring out how to break the big goals down into smaller pieces so that we can fit into the bigger picture. When we keep in our mind what the smallest, most obvious action is, how we can measure it, and goals that will be accomplished on the road to achieving our big goal, we'll be able to help our goals grow. And greatness comes from doing a few small and smart things each and every day. Comes by taking little steps consistently. And the final piece is to refine your goal. So it's making sure that you have the best case, the worst case, and the most likely scenario, and when you revisit. So if you think that, okay, I'm setting a goal and I want to become a star master. What's the most likely case. In 4 years, I'm going to achieve a Star Master. What's the most likely case? What will that look like? A is appreciable. Appreciable, we're on refinable. We're talking about clear goals. So a clear goal should be collaborative, limited, emotional, appreciable, and refinable. So when we talk about refinable, we want to know what is the best case, worst case, and most likely case scenario for this strategy. We want to look forward and anticipate the way things may or may not be in the future. And the more clear view that we have of the future, the more able we are to achieve our goals. Because when we look forward, what's the most likely outcome of achieving a Star Master? Well, chances are you're going to network well, you're going to boost your communication skills, you're going to train a lot of others, you're going to have lots of residual income coming in. What's the worst case? You go out and you get rejection after rejection after rejection after rejection. You lose motivation and you stop. And I'll say it's easy for people to picture the most likely case and the worst case, but sometimes it can be most difficult to figure out what the best case scenario is. And the best case scenario needs to be orders of magnitude larger than the most likely case. So the question is, what information can you anticipate changing along the way? What beyond your control could cause the above not to occur? Would a change in your path mean that a change in your highest goal? And what matters most? When will I? And when we go through this most likely worst case, best case scenario, we're mitigating risk and we're figuring out how to better plan for the future. Difficulties are just things to overcome after all. And those are clear goals. Again, collaborative, limited, emotional, appreciable, refinable. And if you can set goals in that manner, you'll be able to create the future and you'll be able to achieve your next gold medal moment, and you'll be able to turn your vision into action. So the question I had is, what's your next gold medal moment? Are you able to find that vision, keep that vision, and keep it alive? Are you able to break it down into smaller pieces and give full commitment to the next small win. So thank you, and may you achieve everything that you dream of.